Having a wonderful day. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and today on the Black Financial Channel, we're going to talk about Microsoft and some of the chaos happening at Microsoft. Right now, Microsoft is in the middle of a dumpster fire involving AI and the resignation of Sam Altman, who's probably one of the most visible faces in all of AI right now, one of the most important men on the planet, actually. And so I'm going to explain to you what's going on. And then at the end, I'll even tell you whether or not I think Microsoft stock is a good buy or not and what some of the risk factors might be. So get comfortable, buckle up, seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every single day, sometimes 10 times a day under the B1 condition. B1 means we are Black first. That means we put our community at the top of our priority list. It does not mean that we hate white people. It just means that we love Black people. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself. If you agree, put a B1 in the chat. If this makes sense to you, let me know if it's okay for Black people to build and create things for Black people. Shout out the city you're from. Hit that thumbs up button. And also, don't forget this podcast is on Spotify and Apple. Just look up my name on Spotify and you'll find it there. All right. So Gerald Rogers and Helen Hall Rivers. Let me know. Have you guys followed the chaos at Microsoft? If you haven't, I'd really encourage you to pay some attention to what's been happening at Microsoft. It's a great lesson in corporate governance. It's a great lesson in terms of what's happening in AI. Some of the things that we have to pay attention to in terms of a technology that's really transformative. AI is going to affect all of you. AI is going to affect your jobs. AI is going to affect your kids. AI is going to affect your life. And if you're not paying attention, then I really feel bad for you because unfortunately, you're going to be stuck in a situation where things are going to happen around you and you won't even know what's going on. So here's what's going on with AI, Dr. Vibe. Right now, Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, he resigned suddenly on Friday. And they announced the resignation Friday afternoon because they did not want the stock markets to go crazy. Because if you don't know, OpenAI has been acquired partly, 49% of the company is owned by Microsoft. And Microsoft stock took a little bit of a hit after hours because of the sudden resignation of Sam Altman, which led to another resignation by a guy named Greg Brockman, I believe, who was another important person on this board. And what effectively occurred was that the board of directors decided that they did not want Sam Altman running the company. It reminded me a lot of Steve Jobs. When Steve Jobs left Apple or was pushed out of Apple, that was another weird example where a company that you actually created can actually boot you out. Did y'all know that? How many of y'all knew that you can literally create a company and the board of directors can kick you out of the company you created? Did y'all know that? Well, anyway, that happened to Steve Jobs and Apple regretted it. They brought him back and now you have iPhones and Apple's this $1 trillion company, which says obviously that it was a mistake to let Steve Jobs go. Now, as I move on though, before I move on, give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me okay. Let me make sure my audio is good. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Give me a quick yes. So here's the deal. So right now, I'm going to give you a quick summary of what's happened. And I didn't even hit everything. I didn't even hit all of the elements of this story. But let me sort of just give you kind of a bullet point outline according to the New York Times. So basically, there was a decision by the board to let go of CEO Sam Altman, which kind of shocked the world. Everybody was stunned by this. After that, it's crazy. Microsoft swings in and they hire Altman and Greg Brockman, who was the president and co-founder of OpenAI, right? So Microsoft, the big sugar daddy, the big, $1 trillion company that owns 49% of OpenAI, comes in and they hire these two guys off of OpenAI. And I'm sitting there trying to figure this out. I'm sitting there thinking, wow, this is going to be a Harvard Business School case study because you don't understand. OpenAI is like controlling nuclear weapons. OpenAI is one of the biggest technologies in history. It's going to transform the world. It has a tremendous capacity to do an amazing amount of good, and it's going to do an amazing amount of evil. The question is how much evil is going to be done. So when the board expressed their concern about Sam Altman, what they're basically saying, I mean, what people were wondering is something going on that we don't know? Is there something terrible that's happening that we're not aware of? Like, what are they doing back there behind closed doors? Because a lot of the conversation involves something called AGI. And I believe it's artificial general intelligence, which basically is kind of like this sort of gold standard for AI. That's what they're seeking to create, this sort of sentient thing that has its own ability to like reproduce itself and really understand the world, almost like a newborn baby, except like a super smart baby that can do calculus at the age of 0, stuff like that, right? And then at that point, you got to get a little bit worried because some think that that's when we're headed straight down to hell in the handbasket. I don't know if that's true or not. Just so you know, previous technologies that came along, people had the same conversations with a lot of industrialization. When computers were invented, period, there were people who thought that was the end of the world. I don't know if y'all even know that. Anybody remember that movie Hidden Figures, where they actually had a whole room of people that literally would sit around and do math all day long, and they called them computers? Did y'all know that? That's where the term computers apparently came from. I got to go research this. This is not fact. Do not quote me on this, but I believe that that's where it came from, that these were actually just a digital version of somebody who used to have a job. So when these devices come along, then of course people are like, well, what are we going to do with all these computers? They're going to be unemployed. It's going to destroy a whole industry. Well, what tends to happen with new technology is that an industry may get destroyed, but then an industry gets built, right? Something gets removed and then something replaces it. And what happens is society as a whole is supposed to become more efficient. AI could be a little bit different though, because AI involves a lot of technology we really haven't quite understood before. Most technology to this point, all technology to this point, for the most part, was under human control. AI ain't really like that. AI can say, okay, I got it. We'll take over from here, Bob. And AI can replicate itself. They don't have to go. They can make an AI bot can make 10 million babies, mamas, and have 10 million kids in like half a second and literally just take over the whole earth. Like that. That's the crazy thing about it. And then imagine one day when you get to the point where AI becomes so powerful that it ultimately becomes something that where you actually are able to inject the AI into these gigantic robots, right? Imagine these massive robots the size of buildings, right? Imagine, seriously, you can build stuff like that. Imagine a robot the size of a building that's smarter than any human being in the history of the world, and they've got like 10 million friends that are just like them. Like, this is what is actually happening in AI in Japan. They're building like all these massive robots in New York. You guys saw those dogs, these police dogs they have now that are gonna be capable of swarming people to go find them. Right. This is all in Black Mirror. See, Black Mirror is sneaky. Any of y'all watch Black Mirror? I don't know if any of y'all watch Black Mirror, but y'all got to check out that show. I feel like the creator of Black Mirror is trying to be a canary in the mine. I think that some of their episodes, I watch them and I think about stuff really carefully. And I was like, I think y'all know something that we don't know. Because if you look at some of their episodes, particularly episodes like Joan is Awful, which is the first episode of the latest season. Another one about these robot dogs that were supposed to be security dogs, but they were just kind of killing everybody. These dogs in Black Mirror look just like the dogs that are going to be in New York City. They look just like the dogs they're making in China by the millions. So just know AI is interesting. I'm curious to see how it evolves. Now, do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. You're watching drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people and the Black Financial Channel. This podcast is on Spotify. We got over 1 million downloads last month. We'd love to get a few million more, and we'd love to connect with you and help you in any way that we can. If you look up my name on Spotify, Boyce Watkins, you will find my 2 podcasts there. I have one called the Dr. Boyce Breakdown. That's where I get a little funny and silly and talk about anything going on in the Black community, but I talk about it from a scholarly standpoint, right? And then also there's another one called How to Make Money Without Working. A lot of you want to make money. A lot of you want to get ahead financially. I have a PhD in finance. I would love to support you the same way I supported my students at Syracuse University and Indiana University, etc. I want you to win. I want you to succeed. Now, somebody says, Doc, your teeth are amazing. Who's your dentist? I ain't giving them no free advertising. I'm playing. I don't remember their name, to be honest with you, but I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. You like my teeth? They have a nice smile. What y'all think? Anyway, let me stop. I'm being stupid. All right. So anyway, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. We're talking about Microsoft and OpenAI and all the chaos. Now, one thing I mentioned to you all Friday when I talked about this topic is I told you, I said, I think Microsoft stock is a buy right now. Because I saw where the stock dipped a little bit as a result of the chaos. Because here's the thing about the stock market. The stock market does not like uncertainty. The stock market does not like does not like messy. It just doesn't like messy. So effectively, I saw the stock drop and I said, I think this is a buying opportunity. Let me show y'all. Remember Fire Marshal Bill, who was like, let me show you something. All right. So anyway, let me show you something real quick. So if you're on TikTok, you won't be able to see this chart, but I'm gonna describe it to you. So remember, I mentioned to you all that Microsoft stock I felt like Microsoft stock was a buy, mainly because I didn't feel like this chaos would be allowed to last. And I want you to look right there. And anybody see that? Let me know if you see what I see on my chart. If you don't see it, if you're listening on Spotify on TikTok, you don't see it. But it's okay. I'll explain it to you. What you're seeing right there is a little bit of a dip. You're seeing this little dip here. Now, this is more so on Thursday, November 16th. So this is a little bit before that happened. But you see this little dip, right? I feel like these were buying opportunities. Here's another one right here. Friday night at 8 o'clock. So right now, Microsoft stock is trading at 374. Friday night, in the middle of the chaos, it was trading at 366. And then the price went back up as soon as they realized Microsoft had it handled. Now, the thing about Microsoft and their CEO, I don't have his name in front of me, but he's a super smart guy. He makes $57 million a year. The reason they're paying him $57 million a year is because he's a smart guy. They can solve problems like this. Stock markets or major corporations don't like drama. And the reason they don't like drama is because drama will cost you money. In fact, actually, my wife is a therapist. She works with families, things like that. And she has a whole series called The Drama Free Family and the Drama Free Relationship. And the reason I support this kind of thing is because when you have drama, just like with Microsoft, they basically had what you might see in your family as a family drama. Right? Anybody have family drama? Give me a yes if you have family drama. Maybe somebody gets stabbed at the Thanksgiving dinner, or somebody cusses somebody out for no reason, or cousin so and so sleeping with the other cousin's husband, or somebody borrowed some money and never paid it back. Right? All this drama, which comes from trauma, actually harms you financially. Did y'all know that? I talk about this a lot in my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. It's available at drboycebooks.com if you want to take a look. And basically, one of the things that I've been really encouraging you all to consider is pay attention to Microsoft. You see, the reason they paid this man so much money, the CEO of Microsoft, I should have his name in front of me, but I don't have it. If you know it, put it in the chat. And the reason they pay him so much money is to deal with stuff like this. They had drama. Drama affected their money. Their stock price dropped by about $7. Now, I don't know how many billions of dollars was lost in that moment that the chaos ensued, but their ability to manage the drama allowed for a money-making opportunity. It allowed them to preserve and protect their wealth. Now, one of the things that I talk to you guys about a lot, especially those of you in the Black Business School, but you can join for free, by the way, theblackbusinessschool.com. You can get started for free, is we talk extensively about maintaining relationships as a pathway to building wealth. When you're traumatized and you fight all the time and you're cutting people off, and I don't want to talk to my cousin no more because he got on my nerves, and you don't have the tools that therapists have in their pocket on how to manage drama, what happens is you lose wealth. When you start fighting with your brother who you could have started a business with, you're losing wealth. When you're fighting with your children who could have been backing you up in the family company, well, you're losing wealth. So what I want you to really understand, give me a yes if you're following this, because this is Microsoft. Satya Nadella. See, and that's a name. I don't know if I'm sounding ignorant or racist by saying I don't want to sit around and practice saying that name. No, I can say Microsoft. Satya Nadella. He makes $57 million. He don't care if I can pronounce his name or not. But thank you for that. I appreciate you filling the gaps of my own ignorance on that particular topic. So here's the deal. So with Microsoft, they had a family drama. They bought in a new play cousin called OpenAI. They paid billions of dollars for this company, 49% of the company. Within that company, they had a fight. They had a big fight, and it led to somebody kicking the CEO out. Microsoft had no idea this was happening, but Microsoft had to step in and fix this, because if they had not fixed this, and it's still, the verdict's still out in terms of whether or not they're actually going to fix it. Had they not fixed this, then they would have lost billions of dollars on the spot. Do you understand? OpenAI has already lost billions of dollars. OpenAI is trying to raise another 80 million. They're going to have a harder time raising 80 million now that they've lost two of their key human capital assets. Sam Altman and Greg Brockman, critically important to OpenAI. But I doubt that, I assume that the board doesn't care. And this is where economics and capitalism comes into play. OpenAI is controlled by a nonprofit. Nonprofits, generally speaking, they don't care about profit as much, right? They want to make money because remember, universities are nonprofits and they make all kinds of money from black athletes and stuff like that from college sports, right? So money, they know money is important, but money's not more important than the mission, right? So effectively, I think that there's a conflict going on between the nonprofit board, which is full of like scholars and stuff like me, versus the profit side of the company, which is connected to Microsoft, which wants to infuse AI into its Microsoft products, which is Copilot. Copilot is the big play. If Copilot, which is going to be $30 a month, if that does well, that's going to skyrocket the value of Microsoft. And in fact, Microsoft is one of my long-term investments. In fact, if you want me to send you, I can send you right now a list of all the AI stocks that I like, the companies I believe that are going to be strong in this AI space long-term. I will send that to you. Just text the word stock to 31996. Text stock, STOCK, to 31996. I'll send you that. I'll send you our $5 a day investing plan. I'll also send you our training on how to make money without working. So anyway, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. I'm going to finish up this conversation in one moment. So let me give you some more details in terms of what's going on with Microsoft and OpenAI. OpenAI ousted their CEO out of the blue, Sam Altman. Greg Brockman, the co-founder, quit out of protest. They both got hired by Microsoft. And then OpenAI comes along and they hire the former CEO of Twitch to try to fill in their void because they're trying to minimize their drama so they can maintain continuity. I don't think it's going to work. So let me give you some more details and then I'll give you my quick assessment, the Dr. Boyce breakdown on what I think is going to happen next. All right, so it says here, there are new roles at Microsoft. Okay, so Altman and Brockman are going to lead an advanced research lab at Microsoft, which is where the CEO of Microsoft earns his $57 million by somehow convincing these two guys to become corporate employees when they have a founder's spirit, which is really interesting. OpenAI hired a guy named Emmett Shear, who's the former CEO of Twitch. He's been appointed as their interim chief. Let's see. There is, let's see here. Shear, his qualifications. He has a unique mix of, according to OpenAI, a unique mix of skills, expertise, and relationships as keys that can drive OpenAI forward. I don't know. He's not an AI guy, so I wonder how that's going to work out. Let's see here. That's pretty much it. So there's not much else kind of happening here at this particular point. I will keep you guys posted on how things evolve. The reason I think it's important to pay some attention to this is because AI is really at the center of the universe right now. It's literally probably the most important business topic that there is right now. And I encourage you to kind of follow along to kind of understand what's happening and come out and hang out with your boy. And I'll break it down for you and give you my assessment on things. So I'm going to head on out, guys. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Also, tonight, I'm going to be meeting with some students in our Prime program, PRIME, which stands for Passive Recurring Income Machine. It's a great program. Just ask anybody that's there. And we basically sell stock options and we identify stocks and minimize risk so that you can actually increase your income. I think you'll like it. If you're interested in taking a look, just go to drboyceprime.com, PRIME, drboyceprime.com. If you'd like to sort of see what we do in there and what comes with it. It's a really great offering in the Black Business School. We have excellent customer service. That's our biggest investment, by the way. We make sure that everybody that comes through is extremely satisfied, and we've been able to reach millions of people. And this was my dream, to build a Black-owned university when I left Syracuse. And we have an HBCU for the 21st century, and we are the Harvard for Black people. We are experts on Black wealth. We even have the first ever Black financial therapy department, where we're partnering with the best therapists on the planet to unlock the psychological barriers that keep us from building wealth in our community. So feel free to go take a look. We got some really good stuff going on. You can start at my website, boycewatkins.com. I can help you. Am I in California? No, I live in Chicago, but thank you for asking. And somebody else made a comment about me picking up holiday pounds. See, now you hurt my feelings. Now I'm feeling insecure. So I'm going to take my butt back to the gym. Just so you know, I was in the gym this morning at 8 a.m. lifting weights and running, but I only ran 2 miles. Maybe I should have ran 4, because now y'all up in the chat calling me fat. See, that ain't even right. That's not even nice. Don't even do that. Don't start your day like that. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care now. Peace.